The Wicked Witch can't elude us forever.
Not with Prince Fiero and his squadron hot on her trail.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
The story of Wicked is one of the most beloved and magical tales ever brought to life, blending emotion, fantasy, and powerful storytelling into an unforgettable cinematic experience. It takes viewers deep into the world they thought they already knew, only to reveal that every story has another side, one filled with heart, complexity, and surprising truth. This film reimagines the Land of Oz through a completely new lens, uncovering the untold friendship, struggles, and choices that shape two of its most iconic characters. It's a story about destiny, courage, and the fine line between good and evil, wrapped in breathtaking visuals and deeply emotional performances that stay with you long after the credits roll. From its very first moments, the movie draws audiences into a world bursting with color and imagination. The Land of Oz feels alive, filled with magical creatures, enchanted places, and shimmering lights that dance across the sky. Every detail of the setting feels carefully crafted to reflect the moods and emotions of the characters. The story begins not with villains or heroes, but with two young women whose fates are intertwined in ways neither of them can imagine. One is born with emerald green skin, misunderstood and judged from the moment she arrives. The other is radiant and admired, with charm and grace that draw everyone to her. Their meeting sparks a friendship that becomes the heart of the story, showing how love, jealousy, ambition, and destiny can collide in the most unexpected ways. As the story unfolds, the audience begins to see the deeper meaning behind the magic. The world of Oz is not as simple as it seems. Behind its beauty lies a society struggling with injustice, corruption, and fear of what is different. Through the eyes of these two girls, the story explores what it truly means to be good in a world that often rewards appearances more than truth. Their friendship, tested by politics, power, and personal dreams, becomes a mirror of the choices we all face between doing what's easy and doing what's right. It's a story that speaks not only to fantasy lovers but to anyone who's ever felt misunderstood or underestimated. The heart of Wicked lies in its emotional depth. Every scene feels layered with meaning, from the moments of laughter and friendship to the heartbreak of betrayal and loss. The dialogue carries weight, revealing how words can heal or destroy depending on who speaks them. The characters evolve beautifully, especially the green-skinned girl, whose journey from insecurity to self-acceptance is one of the most powerful transformations ever depicted in a fantasy film. Her struggle to be seen for who she truly is, rather than what she looks like, forms the emotional backbone of the story. It's a theme that resonates universally, reminding audiences that real strength comes from within, not from how others perceive you. The chemistry between the two main characters drives the entire narrative. Their friendship is genuine and heartfelt, but it's also fragile, shaped by jealousy, misunderstanding, and the pressures of the world around them. At first, they seem like complete opposites, one driven by ambition and popularity, the other by morality and courage. Yet as the story progresses, their roles begin to blur. The one seen as wicked begins to look more heroic, while the good one faces the temptation of power and fame. This emotional inversion gives the movie its unique brilliance, forcing audiences to question the labels society places on people. It shows how heroes and villains are often two sides of the same coin, divided only by perspective. Visually, the film is a masterpiece of imagination. Every frame bursts with color, energy, and movement. The magical spells shimmer like starlight. The skies of Oz shift between golden sunlight and deep emerald hues, and the grand cityscapes sparkle with enchantment. The film's world feels tangible and vast, blending fantasy and realism seamlessly. The visual effects bring Oz to life in ways that make viewers feel like they're truly there, flying through the skies, standing in crystal halls, or walking through forests that whisper secrets. The costumes and set designs add another layer of wonder, each detail reflecting the personality and journey of its characters. But beyond the magic and spectacle, Wicked shines most in its emotional storytelling. It's not just a fantasy, it's a deeply human story disguised as one. Every major turn in the narrative is rooted in emotion rather than just plot twists. When friendships break, when choices are made, when sacrifices happen, the audience feels every heartbeat. It's a story that reminds us that even in a world of magic, the most powerful forces are still love, forgiveness, and truth. One of the most moving aspects of the movie is how it redefines the concept of evil. The so-called wicked character is not born bad. She becomes who she is because of how the world treats her. The story takes the audience through her pain, her courage, and her defiance, showing that sometimes those who are called monsters are simply people who refuse to bow down to injustice. Her strength, kindness, and sense of morality make her one of the most compelling and misunderstood figures in modern storytelling. By the end, her journey becomes a symbol of resilience, the idea that even when the world labels you wrongly, you can still choose to stand for what's right. As the story moves toward its climax, every emotion intensifies. The relationship between the two leads reaches its breaking point as loyalty and ambition collide. The stakes rise, and so do the moral questions. The movie doesn't offer easy answers. It leaves the audience thinking about who was truly right, who was truly wrong, and whether such lines even exist. The final act blends heartbreak with hope, as the characters face the consequences of their choices and the world changes forever because of them. It's a powerful, bittersweet conclusion that feels both satisfying and thought-provoking. What makes Wicked stand out is its balance between grandeur and intimacy. It delivers awe-inspiring visuals, sweeping magic, and large-scale moments that feel epic, but at its core, it remains a story about friendship and self-discovery. It's about how two people with good intentions can be torn apart by misunderstanding and how love can exist even in opposition. The dialogue between them lingers long after the movie ends, filled with truths about how easy it is to judge what we don't understand. Every scene in the film feels meaningful, whether it's a quiet moment of reflection or a grand display of power. The transitions between emotional highs and lows are seamless, creating a rhythm that keeps the audience emotionally invested. The pacing flows naturally, allowing the story's emotional beats to breathe while still keeping the sense of wonder alive. It's rare for a film to balance such emotional storytelling with such visual spectacle, but Wicked manages to do both effortlessly. The music woven throughout the story adds another layer of magic. Each song carries emotion, telling parts of the story that words alone cannot. The melodies soar, the lyrics touch the heart, and the performances capture raw emotion that elevates the film beyond simple dialogue. The musical moments don't interrupt the story, they are the story, giving voice to feelings too deep to speak. The songs of friendship, heartbreak, and identity give the film its soul, ensuring that every scene resonates long after it ends. The film's deeper message is what truly makes it timeless. It challenges the audience to look beyond appearances, to question authority, and to recognize that every story has more than one side. It's a reminder that good and evil are not absolutes but perspectives shaped by experience. The story invites empathy for the misunderstood, for the outcast, for anyone who has ever been judged without being known. That emotional honesty gives Wicked its strength. It's a fantasy with real-world relevance, a story that speaks to courage in the face of cruelty and love in the shadow of hate. The ending, though emotional and intense, leaves room for hope. It suggests that even when the world doesn't understand you, there's power in staying true to yourself. The final moments carry both sadness and triumph, as if to say that true magic lies not in spells or wands but in the courage to be different. It's the kind of ending that makes audiences reflect on their own choices, their own perceptions of others, and the times they may have judged without understanding. In every way, Wicked is a story about transformation of people, of perspectives, of hearts. It takes a familiar world and turns it upside down, revealing truths hidden behind myths. It's emotional, visually stunning, and deeply human. It reminds us that not all heroes wear crowns and not all villains deserve their curses. Sometimes, the wicked are simply the brave ones who refuse to stay silent. The magic of Wicked doesn't just lie in its fantasy, it lies in how real it feels. Its message about empathy, acceptance, and inner strength connects across generations, cultures, and beliefs. The movie captures the essence of what great storytelling should be, something that entertains, inspires, and stays with you long after you've watched it. It's not just a reimagining of a famous tale, it's a reflection of who we are and who we choose to be in a world that often misunderstands kindness as weakness and courage as rebellion. By the time the story concludes, the audience realizes that Wicked was never just about magic or good versus evil. It was about the power of truth and the beauty of imperfection. It's about finding your place in a world that doesn't always welcome you and learning that being different can be your greatest strength.